First of all, hi John.
How are you doing, Tony?
I'm good, thanks. Is everyone okay? You got an update on fitness or injuries or anything?
No, listen, all good. Evan took part in pretty much all the training today, so really good. Troy's been excellent as well since he's showed up, which is fantastic news as well. And I don't think there was particularly any other particular worries. I think we're all good after today. Well, so far after today.
I think Hamir was suggesting that Troy might be good for the second game of the doubleheader. Do you think he could feature against Portugal?
Yeah, listen, there's every chance, but you also have to respect the kind of injuries had, you know. So we look after the player first and foremost, and hopefully then we can make that decision closer to kick-off. But what we're seeing is very positive. You know, it's everything, the strength and the power and the speed that he has is good to see. So he's obviously, like Troy has been doing the last few years, he's been, I suppose, leading. He's doing everything right on and off the pitch to be the best professional he can, and that's led to him possibly getting back that bit quicker from an injury that could have kept him out for longer too. So brilliant to see, and obviously he was getting the rewards before before the injury too. So as I said, listen, the type of character he is in the group as well, and anyone that has that kind of attacking talent is going to be very important for us.
When you look at the doubleheader, is the Armenia game the more important one? Every footballer I know, you always talk about one game at a time, but we have to restore pride at the very least against Armenia, don't we?
Listen, we have to have a better window than the last one. It's as simple as that. We know that, and first up is a chance against, listen, any squad that's selected, and then any team that's selected to play against Portugal knows the challenge that they face, and then what happens will happen, and then we obviously face Armenia. But first and foremost is to make sure we're putting in a more Irish performance, especially. I think that's the key aspect for us to face Portugal.
What are your reflections of the Armenia game as a coaching staff? Obviously, you've looked at it probably many times now.
Yeah, listen, we have to. It's one of them. Like everything after every camp, every window, whether it's 2 games, 3 games, you look back on the learnings from it. Simple as that, and we know we have to do a lot better. When we have, like we've mentioned, there's been signs of progress and that, and then you have a moment like that in a game where it's so crucial that you take something from it, and we know we can't afford to have moments like that now going forward for the rest of the campaign. That's the big one that we have to show, especially, and what a chance to show it against Portugal away in Lisbon, that we need to have more togetherness in the team, the squad, in the sense of sticking together. There's going to be tough moments in Portugal. We're going to have a spell where they're going to have the ball for a bit. We're going to be under pressure, so we're going to have to stick together, stick through that, defend collectively, that team, and then you have that threat to cause Portugal problems as well.
But any insight as to why it happened?
Listen, it's a game of football, Tony. It's something that you're not planning on happening. We weren't expecting it. So when it does, it's obviously a bit of a shock to the system, and everyone was absolutely gutted. We weren't expecting it. And that's where we have to show that reaction now. We have to get back. And like I said, have a better window than the last one.
Anne-Marie?
Hi John.
Hi, Anne-Marie.
That performance against Armenia, how do you go from that performance to this type of performance we'll need to get something out of that Portugal game? Is it realistic to expect that from the team?
Well, listen, without a doubt, you're at this level to get results, to put in performances first and foremost. If the performance is spot on, you're hoping that the result follows it. And that's what we have to do. We have to have that resilience about us. But listen, there's no better test that we're going to get than against this Portuguese team away from home. Every facet of our game is going to be tested. So we have to be ready for it.
Is there a bit of work that needs to be done specifically to get a bit of confidence, a bit of belief back in the team, or do you hope you'll just get that from your work on the training pitch this week?
Listen, the boys obviously go back to their clubs. straight into. They've possibly played. Some of them have played 6, 7, 8 games. They have to have the mentality to dust themselves down quickly, go perform for the clubs, keep their place in the club teams, and then obviously we assess them over the last few weeks. What's been going on? Can they obviously help? Which one changes we made in the squad or whatever? And then you're straight back into a window where we know we don't need to tell the boys. They know exactly we have to do better in this international window if we want to get to the World Cup.
Eddie?
John, how are you doing?
Hiya.
This team, I suppose, it appears to be at their most productive when they go behind in a game. I suppose the theory might be that their natural football and instincts kick in or are a bit more heightened in that situation, and might sort of just maybe just I don't know what I'm
Well, listen, we want to get away from that. We don't want to be.
I know you don't want them to be just go off on a solo or whatever, but like, I just wonder, is there any, what are your thoughts on that theory that maybe they only kick in, I suppose, is it something to do with like...
No, I know what you mean. You're trying. I suppose you're
like
trying to say they seem to have more freedom, maybe, possibly. Is that what you're trying to say? I don't know.
I think maybe just stray off the script a little bit when they go behind that they have to make something happen.
Well, no, we can't. We have to be a team that have a proper resilience and a structure and a belief in what we do, and that's what we have done when we've got results and the performances that we've got. Obviously, we were planning on building on that second half, in particular the end of the first half and the second half against Hungary. That was the intensity and the application that we needed out in Armenia, and obviously it didn't happen. So now we have to do it against Portugal away, and it's not about ideal scenario is you go ahead in the game and then you show that about how you have a character to control a game, to see a game out, to get that 1-0 win, to get your believing that your teammates, whatever team is selected, the subs coming on at the different stages, that you're backing them every step of the way.
Great. And then I suppose we talked to we spoke to Jake yesterday, and naturally the conversation moved to long throws. So just what do you think that brings to the team? And also, are you missing a trick by having Jake being the one that's throwing the ball because he's so big and missing out? Is there no one else who can fling it?
Did you ever think we thought about that one? No, yeah. Right. Listen, you see the long throws all over the European football now. What a weapon it is for teams, and it's the idea behind it of when we have attacking threats in terms of aerial ability, depending on obviously the taker and the distance they can throw it is obviously key to that. So listen, it's something you work on, and it's something we need to improve on, like our attacking free kicks, set corners, defend. Every facet of set pieces is very important. So it's a thing, it's the details that we have to believe in and improve on all the time.
Cool, thanks.
David Swindle.
Hey John, just Jason Maloney spoke yesterday about kind of not really being successful in the senior team. You obviously worked with them as well in the under 21 team. Do you think that there's like a real kind of lack of belief or lack of confidence in the players of Malumbi's generation and kind of the players that you've kind of brought through as well to the national team?
Well, listen, obviously the more you win for the international team, the better that's going to be. But then these guys are going back into whether it be the Premier League or obviously the Championship. The Championship is possibly up there, they say, one of the 5th, 6th, 7th most competitive leagues in Europe type of thing. So the level that they're competing at, they have to have that intensity and belief in themselves first and foremost to be playing there. And then obviously the more you win at international level, it's a natural belief thing. But that's the thing, we have to, winning games will obviously change all that, it changes the mood of everybody. And we have the opportunity now to change the mood of everyone in the country. Simple as that. It's up to us to do it in the next 10 days, next week, that we have to do it.
Is that the only way you can kind of bring that belief into the squad, is by winning games?
Yeah, I think that's the easiest way. You get the confidence up when you're winning football. then obviously you have a lot more questions to deal with when you don't.
We'll move into the barcode section, so everything from this point
Can I
onwards is
just
6.
ask one more question?
Okay.
Just about a former teammate of yours, Ronaldo. He's now the world's first billionaire footballer. Are you surprised?
Listen, nothing surprises me in terms of the type of dedication and sacrifice he's shown. But first and foremost, we have to deal with him as a footballer on Saturday evening, and that's what we'll be focusing on. And also the other threats that Portugal possess. But yeah, he's done okay. He's done okay, the lad.
Is he the most gifted you've played with?
Oh, what a question that is. He's been the most, I'd say, statistically the best, hasn't he? So, most gifted, yeah, probably just edge it, but there's a few lads chasing him very close, I think.
Thank you.
Embargo section starts from this point onwards. Everything